Hello everyone! A few months ago I received a tube of core watercolor in an Art Snacks box, and I really enjoyed using it. I thought the color was very vibrant. So I thought I would like to explore that brand a little bit more when I had the opportunity to do so. And as the weeks and months went by, I saw more and more YouTube videos showing some of those colors, and it really whet my appetite. So my curiosity got the best of me. I ended up buying a couple of small sets. I ordered the Earth Colors set, the High Chroma set, as well as a few single colors that I wanted to try. So I was very excited to receive those two sets and to open them, because from all the videos I had seen in the swatches that I saw other artists do with those colors, I knew that I was in for a treat. Each set comes with 6 5ml tubes, whereas the individual tubes that I bought were 11. Now I think the boxes that the sets come in are really nice because they're in metal. They're nice and big, and you can actually use them as palettes. The top has a variety of mixing wells, which makes for a great mixing area. Here you can see the difference between the sizes of the tubes that came in the set compared to those that I got individually. What makes the core watercolors unique is that they don't use gum arabic or even honey for their binders. They actually have their own unique binder called Aquasol. And Aquasol allows the paint to hold more pigments and make the colors more vibrant and more intense. And Core was able to find the right balance, the right amount of binder, so that the paint can still blend and glaze and lift easily like a good quality watercolor. And once the paint is dry on the paper, I noticed that the colors stayed just as bright. They barely fade like most watercolors do. Core is available in 83 colors and has a nice light fast rating. So once I explored the brochures and checked out all the tubes and all, it was time to put the paint in little half pans because I wanted to have all my colors in a little travel palette. So I wrote down the name of all the colors on each half pan, and then I filled them up with the corresponding colors. And once I was done with that, I wanted to let them dry because I always thought that doing swatches with dry paint or dry-ish paint was always easier than doing it right away when it was still wet in the pan. I was happily surprised to see that the paint didn't reduce much as it dried, so the pans were still pretty full once I get back to them. Also, I decided to use one of the 2 tins to store my loose tubes. The first thing I wanted to do is add the swatches on my color chart. So this chart represents all the colors that I have with all the different brands, and I find it very useful when I'm looking for a particular color because it tells me what palette it's in, and it's much easier to find a color that I need. I have them all in different groups of colors, and it's kind of nice to be able to compare them amongst themselves to see if I run out of one of them, if I should buy it again, or if another one that I already have would work the same way. So I must say there was absolutely no disappointment in any of the colors. I love them all, particularly the quinacridone gold, the transparent pyrrole orange, and the quinacridone magenta. Well, I guess I'm just giving you a list of all of them. No, really, they're really beautiful colors. The only thing is the neutral tint. I was hoping that I could replace the one that I have by Winsor & Newton, which is almost gone because I had a teeny tiny tube, and it's really not the same color. This one is more of a warm neutral tint, whereas the Winsor & Newton that I have, which I really like, has a blue tint to it that I really enjoy. So I'll have to buy another Winsor & Newton one and use this one for something else. Once the swatches were dry, I compared them with the colors I already have. The core sap green is darker than the Danielle Smith one, and I kind of like it better actually. It has a little bit more blue to it. It's really nice. The green gold is almost identical to the M-Gram Azo green. I don't have anything that resembles the Viridian green, which I'm happy about. And the Cobalt Teal is also very similar to the M-Gram Cobalt Teal, although it's slightly more yellow. The core Naples yellow is very different from the M-Gram Naples yellow. To me, it looks a lot more like the M-Gram yellow ochre. The M-Gram Naples yellow has a little bit more orange to it. And the quinacridone gold is very different from the M-Gram nickel quinacridone gold. I don't have anything similar to the transparent pyrrole orange. And for the neutral tint, I already mentioned earlier that it's much warmer than the Winsor & Newton one. But that's okay, I'm sure I'll be able to use it for something. Now for the blues. So I already had the phthalo blue green shade, and comparing it with the Daler Rowney that I have, it has nothing to do with it. The Daler Rowney is not as pigmented, it seems like, and it's a bit more green. The indigo is absolutely gorgeous, and it also has more green to it compared to the indigo by Danielle Smith. The Van Dyke Brown is very similar to the Burnt Umber by M-Gram. The Raw Umber Natural is very similar to the Raw Umber by Danielle Smith. And the Transparent Brown Oxide looks very similar to the Quinacridone Rust by Mgram, although the latter is a little bit more orange. The Dioxazine Purple is much lighter than the Mgram one. It's kind of between that and the Mgram Cobalt Violet. And I'm happy to say that the beautiful Quinacridone Magenta is quite different from the two other pinks I already had. The Venetian Red is close to the Maroon Perylene by Mgram and the Terra Rosa by the same brand. So I made a little swatch card of the different sets that I got, just to help guide me to put the half bands into my palette. And you can see how pretty and vibrant those colors are. I really like the core watercolors. So I ended up arranging the colors the way I wanted them, and then I put them all in my palette. So thanks to those two sets, now I have two empty metal boxes, and there's several ways I can use them. I can use one as a big palette because it will fit a lot of half pans in it. I can stick some little magnets underneath and arrange them whichever way I want. I can also use them as a carrying box for my gouache paint, especially since the lid is an awesome mixing area. And for now I'm using one of the boxes as storage for my core tubes. Once I was happy with the order of the colors, then I made a little chart to keep with me in the palette. Because I had two empty half pans, I decided to add a couple more colors: Cadmium Lemon by Winsor & Newton and Undersea Green by Daniel Smith. I also got a sheet of magnets that I cut to fit under the half pans that are in the center row. These magnets are strong enough that the pans don't move at all and they will not fall, but I can easily remove them or even slide them around. That's it for now. Stick around if you have any questions. I do have a little time lapse of a little painting that I did with these colors. I had a great time doing it. I'm really enjoying those colors. I do recommend the core watercolors. They're beautiful, and you'll definitely see me using them in the time lapse in the near future. Thanks everyone for watching. Have a wonderful day. See you soon. Bye bye.